먼저 강사분을 소개시켜드리겠습니다. 오늘 창조 원리를 주실 강사분은 유키 아사노바라는 강사분입니다. 미국에서 부목사로 있고요. 저번에 120명 캠프를 진행하기도 하면서 또 셰프도 합니다. 그래서 이제 스시를 미국에서 또 만들고 계시다고 합니다. 여러분들을 위해서 원리 강의를 준비 많이 하셨으니까 잘 집중해서 들어주시면 감사하겠습니다. 그러면 강사 유키 강사분을 소개하겠습니다.
Take a picture of kimchi, sushi, cheese. Okay. You can follow me on Instagram as well. What's your Instagram? Okay. 여러분, minasan, everyone. Hi. So, my name is Yuki Asanuma. Okay. Well, that changes everything. One second. Okay, well, things don't always go according to plan. My name is Yuki. I am Japanese, but I was born in America. Okay, well, I don't know what exactly she said right now. I don't really speak Korean. I live in Nebraska. I'm from, if you like, in America, is very big. So if you put your finger like right in the middle, that's where I live. There's not that many church families there. There is just about 12. Okay, now we'll start for real. Okay, so my name is Yuki Asanuma, and whenever I meet Japanese church members, they always ask, like, what is your kanji? What is your Chinese characters? And I don't know. I never write down. I can't read or write. So that's what that is. I had to ask my mom yesterday because I don't know. It means brave and shining. Yeah. So whenever you tell like a Japanese member like their Chinese characters, they're always like, like, that's a good name. And it makes me wonder, like, are they ever like, Mama no namae da ne? Like, that's an okay name. I don't know. Again, so I'm from the US, as you can tell. And I tell people over and over again, I'm from Nebraska. But they always hear Nevada, which I'm not from Nevada. I'm not from Alaska. I'm from Nebraska. The fat ones aren't working. Other than that, right now, I'm 24 years old. I was born October 5th, 1993. I was born October 5th, 1993. That's only less than 2 months away. And so there's about 700 of you. I'm expecting this year to be very good. Many presents. Alright, I don't know what happened. The translation was more funny than what I'm saying, but let's see. So I wanted to talk about my family a little bit. So this is my family. Starting from your left is my dad. I call him Papa. My mom, Mama. That's my older sister, Haruna. My younger sister, Aimi. That's me. And I have a dog. Her name is Lucky. She's very cute. So, yes. If you have a cuter dog, show me. But right now, I think I'm number one. She's actually 14 years old. The reason why her tongue sticks out, is because she has no teeth here. So that's why. So today, I'm here to give the first talk to the DP Talk on Principle of Creation 1. So my focus is going to be on give and take. So there's a lot in Principle of Creation, but for me, I felt give and take is very, very important. So before I explain anything, I want to go over what the Divine Principle says. So the Divine Principle says that give and take is, through the agency of universal prime energy, the subject and object elements of every entity form a common base and enter into interaction. This interaction, in turn, generates all the forces the entity needs for existence. Multiplication in action. The interaction generating these forces through this process is called give and take action. And I don't know about you guys, but whenever I read things like this, I get very bored. I always forget what I just read, and so I have to read it over and over and over. And after, especially the past few days, I've read this maybe 100 times. So what I got out of this is give and take is everything. Give and take is very important. Give and take is the base foundation for everything. Without give and take, there can be no foundation of faith, there can be no foundation of substance, there can be no fall, there can be no restoration, there can be nothing. Even on a subatomic molecular level, we deal with atoms, protons, neutrons, positive and negative ions. There's always give and take, even in the smallest form. But even on a galactic level, there are stars, moons, suns, planets. And there's give and take. In this room, there's give and take. As we all breathe in, breathe out, that's give and take. And as I'm talking, hopefully you're listening, that is give and take. And did you know that you could actually die with a lack of give and take? There was a study done in the US about newborn babies that were brought to an orphanage. And at this orphanage, the babies would get a very sanitary environment. They cannot get sick. They get fed well. They get bathed, and their diapers are changed. But they wouldn't really get held very much. They wouldn't really be talked to very much. And so even though they had all the physical necessities in their life, after a month or 2 or 3, they would actually die. And even if they survived, the majority of them would always have some type of mental illness. And they believe that it's because of a lack of nurture, a lack of love. Another example of give and take is, who here has ever felt sad before? Who here has felt sad? I think everyone, right? So what happens to your body when you feel sad? When you feel sad, your body kind of shrinks, right? You kind of look down, your shoulders go down, your head goes down, you can't smile, maybe your arms are crossed. And this is because you feel a certain way, and your body is reacting. But what's interesting is, even if you're not sad, if you stay in this position for long enough, you'll actually start to feel sad. So give and take, it's a cycle. Actually, before coming out here, I was in the back room hiding, and I was standing like this. Because I was nervous as heck coming out here. It was either that, that pose represents confidence. And so I was trying to get as much confidence as I can before coming out to speak to you all. I heard two things yesterday that were new to me. In Japan, when you're nervous on stage, you're supposed to imagine everyone looks like potatoes. Apparently in Taiwan, you imagine everyone is watermelon. And that creeped me out. Like, imagine 700 human-sized potatoes or watermelons in a room. That is way harder than this. In America, they say, imagine everyone in their underwear. That is very disturbing to me. So I went with the confidence pose, and I think it's working out okay. So, yeah. One last thing I'd like to go over is that I'm not sure how it is in other languages, but in the English language, we use the word give and take. But many lecturers have told me that that's not actually the correct term. It should actually be give and receive. And so the difference between give and take, or take and receive, is if someone were to give you something, taking is just kind of like snatching it away from them. But receiving, like you give something and they truly appreciate what you give. There is a very big difference there. When someone receives from you, it's actually very enjoyable. So, if you were to give something to someone, would you prefer that they receive it or take it? The correct answer is receive. So, I'd like to actually share kind of a story. It's a testimony. Something that happened just 2 weeks ago. So 1 week before coming here, I actually had an argument with my mom. And in this argument, a lot of things came up. A lot of resentment that I didn't know I had. A lot of resentment that I thought I let go of years ago. They started to come up for me. And I am an educator. I help youth. I study DP. I've attended many workshops. I have this knowledge and understanding of God and His love, of what a parental heart should be for their child. But I didn't really feel it. I didn't really feel that my mom loved me. So, as you can tell, I'm full Japanese, but I was born and raised in America, so I'm pretty American. There's a word for people like us. The word is banana, because we are yellow on the outside, but we are white on the inside. So, I wanted to use this example because the way Americans and Westerners give and receive love is very different than the way Japanese people or Asian people give and receive love. You can probably tell, movies, TV shows, maybe here, Americans are very expressive. They do large gestures, they hug, they say, I love you. Japanese people, my mom, she says, are you hungry? Did you eat? You should eat some more. And did you pack extra underwear? She said all of these things before I came here. And when she said these things though, I'm thinking, I'm 24, I'm turning 25, I can handle myself. Why do you think I'm so irresponsible? And so, if anything, I felt like she was taking from me all the time, like taking my peace, my sanity. I always thought, like, why is she making me upset? So, but as we were talking, she mentioned this, that even if I was 50 years old, I have a wife, I have kids, she would still say the same thing. Are you hungry? Did you eat? You should eat some more. Did you pack extra underwear? So, there's actually something I want to show a clip, and I'll just explain afterwards. So, here's So, that was me and my sisters. I know. But whenever my family, they look through old pictures or old videos, they always say, Yuki, you were so cute. What happened? I don't know, life. So, I wanted to show this though, because this is how my mom sees me. She sees me as this 6-year-old Japanese little boy that is her child, her baby boy. And so, even no matter how old I get, I'm going to be turning a quarter of a century year old, right? 25 years old. Doesn't matter if I become 50, if I somehow grew a foot taller, maybe I will. Or if I get really mature, like a lot more mature, she wouldn't care. The way she views me is this. And I assure you that all your parents see you the same way. Well, maybe not as a 5-year-old Japanese boy, but some of you maybe, most of you know. But the point is that there is this part, right, that she loves me and she sees me a certain way, and I just didn't understand. As we kept talking though, she told me about her childhood. And she told me this story. She said, you know, Oji-chan, or Grandpa, he was a really good man, but he was a terrible father. She told me about a time where, they set the dinner table. The dinner table in Japan is always on the ground. And maybe something would upset him, and he would throw the whole dinner table over. Food would scatter everywhere. And it reminded me of something my dad told me before as well. I think it was maybe 4 years ago when we were having a lot of tension in our relationship. And he just apologized to me saying, like, I'm sorry, like, I don't know how to relate with you. I left home at the age of 19. I don't have a relationship with my father past the age of 19. And just hearing that, it gave me a better understanding of how amazing our parents are. How amazing my parents are. We can only teach what we were taught, give what we were given. And, True Father says the family is the school of love. And so, we only know what we were taught in our family, but our parents are so amazing. They're willing to leave behind everything that they knew within their own family to pursue this ideal family for us. And so, having this better understanding, despite my mom, she might be very critical. What she says a lot, I take as nagging. It's her way of giving love to me. And I don't always want to receive it that way, but I can appreciate it. So when we were having this argument though, I remember I was sitting on my chair here, she was sitting on my bed here, and there was this long silence. But I wasn't really aware of it. I was thinking, I was stuck in my head so much about what she said, how I felt, what I was thinking, what I wanted to say. And I don't know how much time had passed, but I was just looking down constantly within myself. I remember she would just randomly say, oh, like your hair's grown out kind of fast, huh? Or, did you finish packing yet? And I was just looking down and I'd be like, yeah, I guess so. And then I looked up and I saw her. She seemed so small. She seemed defeated. And it was in that moment I knew that my mom was trying so hard to get me to understand that she loved me. I apologized to her. We hugged. She said, I love you. And I really started to forgive her for the past. Because I started to understand that she genuinely, truly did her very best. Even though it may not have been the right thing to do all the time, but I believe that she did her very best. The thing about forgiveness, true forgiveness is not about forgiving them for what they are not. True forgiveness is not about forgiving them for not reaching your expectations. But true forgiveness is about accepting them for who they are. So after this day, I started to notice a lot more of how my mom gives me love. In the morning, she would say, Ohayo, good morning, okaeri, welcome back after work. She would make me chicken katsu, which is like my favorite dinner that she makes. And even when I'm here, she'll send me a little picture online. And I started to understand that this is all of her way of giving love to me. My dad told me this before I came here, how God, He's amazing. He gives us food to eat, water to drink, air to breathe, a beautiful nature to look at. And He's constantly giving it to us. But we get so used to it. It's just always there. It's just like expected. That we don't appreciate it, that we don't notice it. But just because we don't notice it, it doesn't mean it's not there. It doesn't mean it's not being given to us. So actually, I'm actually pretty excited to go home after this workshop so I can really intentionally work on this relationship with my mom. To have this proper give and take. It was through this, give and take, through my relationship with my mom, I started to understand, this concept of give and take much better, much more clearly. Whether you believe it or not, it exists. Whether you are aware of it or not, it exists. Improper give and take is very tiring and very draining. When you're giving and you're giving and you're giving, and you think you're doing it right, and you're exhausted, that's not right. In our church, we say something called LFSO, which is living for the sake of others. But when you're exhausted giving, that's not living. That's like DFSOing, which is dying for the sake of others. True give and take is always life-giving, for you and for the other person. I'm sure you've experienced it before. I'm sure you experienced both good give and take and bad give and take. I have this quote by Father. It goes, "Just as thinking to yourself will not make you happy, there is no joy without a partner. Even the smallest and most trivial thing can bring you happiness when you do it for another. Again, true give and take is always life-giving. We literally exist to have give and take. Who is God? What is our purpose? You discovered that through give and take. Through give and take, you experience love, joy, happiness, and through love, joy, and happiness, you experience God. I'm sure you've had many experiences here within your own family. I'm sure there's much to be learned, a lot of challenges. But if you just take the moment to notice the give and take, if you start to understand that you can actually use this for your betterment, for other people, hopefully you'll learn a lot faster than I did. So, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
네, 그럼 여러분 지금부터 쉬는 시간을 가지고 9시 45분까지 여기로 오도록 하겠습니다. 9시 45분까지 이 자리에 오도록 하겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다. 9:45 we'll meet again here.